Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of how to actually start your health and fitness journey that you're going to stick to. So I made a video last week. I have a hiccup. I made a video last week. Basically I'm running a series over on TikTok where I wanted to do about 8 to 10 videos just literally explaining the basics of starting a health and fitness journey, and one that you're actually going to stick to and that's sustainable and not just like a phase or a fad or a quick diet or anything like that. Something that you can actually stick to and make your lifestyle long term. And on Instagram everyone's like, please post it on Instagram, but the videos were too long to take from TikTok to Instagram, so I decided we'll make 2 long form videos on YouTube, compiling the first half of the videos and the second half. So this is the second half. Thank you for the feedback on the first one. We're just going to jump right in. I'm going to talk you through I think 4 topics. So in the first video I spoke about how to actually start building habits for a sustainable routine, and if you've not got a pen and paper, get one, or your notes on your phone or something. Step 1 was to actually make a plan or get a plan in terms of your workouts, whether it was a program or a personal trainer or an app or whatever it was to actually get a plan that was structured and that you could follow through and actually stick with and kind of see your progress with, rather than just random workouts where you're not really having any structure, you don't have any way to progress, etc, etc. Then number 2 was working out macros and calories, i.e. how to do that if you want to do that. And it's a good start point if you are someone that has no clue about nutrition and no idea how much you should be eating for your body and your goals, and kind of what a macro is, like carbs, fat and protein. Then from there, number 3 was a grocery haul. So I showed you guys my grocery haul and everything that I tend to buy in a week, and it's simple food, right? I live in Scotland. I am a very realistic example of a grocery haul. I go to Tesco. I don't live in LA and go to Air One and somewhere fancy, or even I don't even go to Whole Foods. Okay, we're literally in Tesco doing a generic food shop that anybody can do. It's not fancy and it's a very, what I would say, normal food shop. Part 4 is going to be today, and I'm talking about ingredient prep. I'll get into that. So ingredient prep, then we're going to talk about how to actually structure a plate, because I think so many people get confused as to how your plate should look and they overcomplicate it, and I'm going to show you how simple it can really be when I make my lunch. And then from there we will chat through a couple of other things. So welcome to the video. Please subscribe if you're brand new, and if you're not, just give this video a thumbs up, show that you are enjoying my channel still. We've been here for a long time, and I'm so in love with YouTube, and to get the support from you guys allows me to keep doing YouTube and post as many videos as we can. So number 1 is ingredient prep. Now I actually did this yesterday and I'm going to overlay the footage here, but long story short, ingredient prep is for someone who maybe doesn't want to meal prep. So you see meal prep all the time, and it's people spending a couple of hours every Sunday batch making food. That is absolutely fine, and meal prep can be so great and so handy. I sometimes do it, honestly, more so for content or just to like kind of have a couple of things ready in the fridge, but I don't really like meal prepped cooked meals, if that makes sense. I don't like to get a meal out the fridge that's been there for like 4 days. Personally, that's just not for me. I also work from home, so I have the luxury of making food when I want to make it. What else? Pretty much meal prep is great, but it's not for everyone, and it doesn't have to be. So ingredient prep is something that might change your life. So for me, I have no issue making breakfast, no issue making lunch, snacks, all of that, because they're all really quick meals. I never make long complicated meals. But what I was struggling with lately, just with like the load of life, you know, just like the mental load of everything in a day, getting to like dinner time and having to cook again was kind of annoying me. I'm not gonna lie, it was one of those points in the day where I'm like, it's 6 o'clock, I want to be done for the day. Like, why am I now getting back in the kitchen making a meal? And I love cooking and I like making food, so it was actually annoying me that I was finding it annoying. So what I've decided to do when my food shop arrives is ingredient prep. Guys, please do not underestimate the power of this. This is the most amazing hack ever, and it's so simple, and honestly it will take you like 20 minutes versus hours of meal prep. So essentially the idea is, when your food arrives, get out all your tubs and Tupperwares or bags or whatever it is that you have to store your food in, and chop up all your vegetables, so that when it comes to making your dinner, you're literally just taking the ingredients out the fridge and throwing them in the frying pan or in the oven or in the air fryer. All you're doing is the actual cooking part, and there's no standing there chopping everything up, then cleaning up that mess, then you're marinating your tofu, and then you're doing this, then you're doing that. That's the part that was annoying me, was it was taking me like 20 minutes to get everything ready to actually make the dinner, and then it's like 20 minutes to cook the dinner, then you're tidying up. It was like an hour invested in dinner every night, and honestly, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and I'm sure you don't want to do it. So when your food shop arrives, get your vegetables, cut them all up, put them in a tub. Get your fruit, cut it all up, put it in tubs. Organise your milks and your yogurts and your things that are snacks or everyday items so that they're just there to grab. And then things like your tofu, cut it all up and marinate it in your sauces already. So my main one is a teriyaki with like ginger, garlic, chilli, a wee bit of lime sometimes, all mixed in. Put your tofu in that and keep it in the fridge. So see, when it comes to making your dinner, grab a bunch of vegetables, grab some of your tofu, throw it in a frying pan for 5-10 minutes and microwave some rice, and your dinner is literally ready in less than 10 minutes. It is chef's kiss. Now again, something else that's a hack is rice that is like microwavable. That's not for everyone. People don't have microwaves, you don't like using microwaves. It's obviously pre-packaged in plastic, it's more expensive, but it is a life hack for me to make my life more convenient. We have rice every single day. I'm not boiling rice for like half an hour every single day. I'm also funny about storing rice and like food poisoning and stuff, because I had a really bad experience once like 10 years ago, never doing it again. Then things like your potatoes, if you buy potatoes, sweet potatoes, just cut up your main ingredients and store it in the fridge prepped. It will, see when I say it takes you 20 minutes, that is like, it takes you 20 minutes and it's all just sitting there ready. Your fridge looks cleaner, it looks more organised, you can see everything you have, and everything is just prepped for the week. It is a game changer, it is a life changer, and I honestly swear by it now. When stuff arrives, get it cut, put it in the tub, get it in the fridge. I've said it once, I'll say it again, chef's kiss. Now when it comes to actually structuring a plate, every meal should always have ideally about 30 grams of protein minimum. Anywhere between 25 and 40 is obviously great, but you know, that kind of 30 to 40 gram ratio. So if you eat 3 meals a day at 30 grams of protein, that's you hit 90 grams of protein. Throw in a snack, throw in a shake, something, and you'll easily get to your 110, 120 goal if that's roughly where you're at. And obviously structuring a plate, people think, okay, carbs, fat, protein, vegetables, fruit, all these things. It can be as simple as toast for carbs, avocado for fat, and beans on top for protein and fibre. And your avocado and beans are also one of your 5 a day. It does not need to be complicated. It can be the simplest, easiest thing. Like, even think of like the standard sandwich people eat, right? You can do toast for carbs, whatever your protein source is, let's just say tofu or tempeh, and then some kind of fat source could be either like a hummus or an avocado, something like that. And then, you know, if you're having a sandwich, you might as well throw in a bit of veg, bit of lettuce, bit of cucumber, grated carrot, something like that, bit of red onion. It does not need to be complicated. When I think about my what eating a days, my breakfast is probably the one that you would have to look at sideways to understand where the macros are coming from, because it's not a standard everything on one plate. I love oats for breakfast, for example, so my porridge, the actual oats are the carbs and the fibre. I have cashew butter and Biscoff spread mixed together for some fats. I have some chia seeds for healthy fats. I've got cacao powder in there, that's for like, what's the word, like minerals and things. And then my coffee is where I add my protein powder. So my protein comes from a shake breakfast. That's convenient for me, it's ideal for me. I like a sweet breakfast, that's just the way it is. And then you've got your carbs, fat and protein, no problem. My standard dinner, for example, rice for carbs, tofu can have some fat in it as well, so like tofu and tempeh can have some fat as well as protein in them. Then obviously all your vegetables, micronutrients, just like that. Okay, my last 2 points now are addressing training, because obviously the first 2 there were more about food. So when it comes to your workouts, like I said, you should have a plan that you follow, but if you do not have a plan, or you don't have a program or anything, and you want to build your own one, or even if you want to have an understanding of the programs and the plans that you have, basically your workout should have between 4 and 6 exercises. You do not need to go to the gym on leg day and do 10 exercises. That just makes no sense. It makes no sense, there's no need. If you have a solid workout routine, 4 to 6 exercises, 4 minimum, ideally 5 or 6 exercises. Your first 2 exercises being what we call compound exercises, i.e. your main lifts that work more than one joint and muscle group at a time. So deadlifts, squats, bent over rows, overhead presses, lunges, hip thrusts, all these kind of things, pull-ups even, are all your compound exercises, and they should always be the start of your workout because these should be your heaviest lifts. So that's where most of your energy should go. You should be working on building your strength and working on PRs and getting better and stronger on these exercises. So we'll do a leg workout, for example. Personally, I would do like hip thrusts and then I would do RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. So both of these exercises are compound moves, they're my big lifts, and I know once these 2 are done, they should take up about half my workout. I do about, you know, 15 minutes on each one, maybe not quite on the RDLs, but you know, 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, you move on to doing the likes of dumbbell work, cable work, machine work. So we might do something like, if we're doing hip thrusts, RDLs, maybe a leg extension, maybe a leg curl, maybe a kickback, maybe a cable step up instead. Like there's so many different exercises that you can do, but if you just, in your head, if you break it down and you say compound exercises, make a list of what those could be for a leg day, for example, then you've got cable exercises, dumbbell exercises and machine exercises, and write down what they could all be. And this is how you understand how to structure your workout, but also how to switch things around if A, you're getting a bit bored and you want to change it slightly, or B, some of the stuff that you're looking for in the gym isn't available. You will then know how to alternate your exercises to do something else instead of what you originally planned. Basically, if you know what each exercise is actually training and what the goal is of that exercise, and then you have a list of all the exercises and you go, oh, well, I can't do dumbbell RDLs for my hamstrings, then maybe I'll swap it out and do a seated hamstring curl, because they basically do the same thing. And that's what you need to understand, is why you're doing each exercise, what the goal is with it, and then that way you can say, right, I can't do this one because someone's on the machine, I'll do this instead, or I can't do that, so I'll do this. And you just mix it around and actually understand how to build a workout program. And that's good to know, obviously, if you want to build your own workout program, but it's also good to know if you have a workout program or an app or something like that, and you go, oh, okay, that makes sense why I'm doing this workout. And obviously with working out, there's so many different rep ranges and sets and blah 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 that people post online. For a starting point, your rep range should always be, if you're trying to build up some muscle mass but trying to lose some body fat, if your goal is to build a bit of strength, get better at doing exercises, anything between 8 reps and 12 reps is probably the sweet spot. Obviously you'll see people doing like sets of 3, or see people doing sets of 15. That's working on strength. That's really, you know, maybe someone is trying to build up a really good squat or a really good bench or a really good something over here and get really heavy on it. And then the 15 is maybe, you know, if you're maybe doing like 12 to 15 reps on some, trying to, you know, exhaust the muscle a wee bit if you like, so, and get volume in. So anything between the 8 and 12, or even 8 to 15 if we're really pushing it. It depends on the exercise. So if you are doing hip thrusts, for example, if I'm doing hip thrusts, that's an exercise I'm trying to go as heavy as I can on. So I will maybe try and do like 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps on that. And really when I hit that 8th rep to be like, oh my god, right, I need to do 2 more, and try and get 2 more. That's kind of where you should be on your compound exercises. You don't want the 10 reps to be easy. You don't want to just do 10 reps and go, okay, cool, I've done 10 reps. Those 10 reps, you want to actually be at like rep 7 and 8 and go, right, okay, my god, I am trying to get another 2 reps here. And you might fail, you might not get another 2, but that's kind of the point. As long as your form is good, as long as you're lifting correctly and you're feeling it where you're supposed to feel it, doing the lower end of your goal rep range is perfect. Then if I was doing RDLs, for example, I might do, again, a similar thing. but I might maybe try and do between 8 and 12 reps. Anything within that window is absolutely fine. And then obviously all the other exercises that you do, I normally, if I'm doing like machine work or cables or something like that, I'm more in the kind of 10 to 15 range rather than down at 8, because I like to save that for like really pushing my compound exercises at the start. So first two main exercises, your biggest lifts, your heaviest lifts, really going for it, really pushing to almost fail your mark, really struggling on those last 2 reps. Anything between like 8 to 10 is just sweet spot. And then, you know, your other 3 exercises are going to be on machines or on cables or maybe using dumbbells, and you're going to be doing maybe smaller muscle groups, thus they're not going to be as heavy, thus you're going to maybe do a bit more on the rep side of it. I really hope that makes sense. And a final thing to add in to someone that wants to have a sustainable, healthy lifestyle, you are not going to be able to sustain a healthy lifestyle if you do not take rest. Scheduled, proper rest. I personally go to the gym 4 days a week. I have 3 days off. Now that's more so because of my lifestyle with having a business and a baby, but if you try and go to the gym 6 days a week, 7 days a week, hard all the time, and then you can't stick to, you fall off the bandwagon, you get burnt out, you know, you try to go too hard too much, you need to rest and you need to recover, especially if you're lifting weights, because you need to allow your body the time to rest, to actually build the muscle that you've torn down in the gym. When you're doing a rest day, you can have an active rest day if you want, like you can go a walk, for example. So I normally go a walk every single day for about half an hour at a time, and that's more so A, to get Blake to sleep, and B, it stretches your legs out, you get fresh air, you're outside, you know, it's just a mental clarity, all the rest of it. A 30-minute walk a day is absolute max that I do for cardio right now, and it's not, I don't use it in my head as cardio or exercise, it's all of the previous things I just said. But if you do not take the rest and don't take the recovery and don't fuel yourself properly with your nutrition, you're going to get burnt out, you're not going to see the results you want, and you're going to fall off the bandwagon. And we don't want to do that. The point of this series is to give you, I think that was 8 now, tips and tricks to build a sustainable lifestyle that you can actually stick to and that you want to do as well. So if you're, you know, picking a plan that's 4 days a week and you're picking the days that you do that plan and you're making it non-negotiable and you're sticking to it and you're going after it, you're eating well most of the time, 80% of your food is clean and healthy and homemade, your food shop is on point, you've got your snacks here and there that are wee bits, treats, whatnot, you've got your tub of Ben & Jerry's for the days that you feel like that you need a bit of Ben & Jerry's, your grocery shop, it's all ingredient prep, so when it comes to actually making your food, you've cut down the time by half. Everything is organised in your fridge and you can see exactly all the healthy deliciousness that you have. You know what your workout programme is all about, you know why you're doing it, you know how to switch it around, you know how to train properly with it, and then you know how to rest and recover to make all that actually work the way it's supposed to work. Wow, I said all of that in under 20 minutes. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. It was a part 1, part 2, and that is it now closed. I hope you take away from it all the important points and you do actually feel like it helps. I'm going to go back to doing a weekly upload on a Monday and hoping that that looks like a bit more of a weekly vlog style of just healthy lifestyle, fit vibes, good vegan food and all the rest of it. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you